This video covers 4 programming labs from 10-1 to 10-4. The first programming lab 10-1 is to check the password strength. In this lab, all string must be C string array, not the string class. In this example, the password length must be longer than 6 and contains at least one digit, one lowercase, and one uppercase alphabet, and also one specified special character. In order to check these conditions, I will call the 5 functions. All these functions returns true or false. If all functions return true, the string is accepted as a strong password. Using this main function, let's get started programming lab 10-1. The second lab is to make the program that determines whether the user string value is included in the name or not. We are doing the 2 kinds of tests to check the user string is partially matched or an exact match. For example, if the user value is AR or RY, the name Mary is partially matched. If the user value is Mary, the name Mary is matched perfectly. To do this test, we are using the CString library function, string, and string compare. We use the baby name file. The file name is ny2018.txt. This file has around 400 names to be compared to the user string value. And also we are doing the case non-sensitive comparison. Hence, all string values must be converted to the lowercase characters. Those converted strings are used as arguments to the string compare and string functions. We can download the main function at the GitHub site. The lab assignment is to complete those 3 functions to lower string, exact match, and partial match functions. The objective of this lab is to practice the function string compare and string. The next lab 10-3 is almost the same as 10-1. In this lab, we will check the email address string. The email ID must start with the alphabet. All values in ID must be alphanumeric characters, and length of ID must be less than 10. And the domain name of email must be 3 characters, and the domain must be the one of the com, edu, org, and net. Now let's make a program code for lab 10-3. First we need to include the 2 header files, and then I will declare the character array. The name is email. After taking user character values, I will call the function idCheck first. All conditions of ID are satisfied, this function will return true. And then the second function is domain check. If the last 3 characters of email strings are one of the com, edu, org, and net, this function will return true. Inside the function idCheck, we check the first character of email string. The first character must be alphabet. If it's not true, we will return false. And the second condition of idCheck is all values in ID must be alphanumeric. We use the while loop until we meet the character, the symbol @ we check that each character is alphanumeric or not. After the while loop, the variable I has the length of ID. If the length of ID is greater than 10, we will return false. Otherwise, we will return true. And now we will check the domain name. We will check the last 3 characters of email strings are in this list value. First, I will declare the character string array. This array of character string contains the list of domain name values that we require in this program, and then we will compare each domain name to the last 3 characters of email strings. If any of these values will match, we will return true, and after the for loop, we will return false. Let's complete these two functions, id check and domain check. Next, programming lab 10-4 are making the same functions as the original function, such as string length, string copy, and string compare and string. The first function we have to make is string length. In this function, we just count the characters until we meet the null character. Let's take a look at the code segment. We will declare the cString array, the name is myString, and then I will call the function string length with the argument myString. We have a while loop structure. The condition is when we meet the null character. At that moment when we meet the null character, the index value I is the length of the string. Hence, the return value to the main function can be used the length of a string. I will give the one more keyword, const, to the parameter of this function. Because the passed parameter string is used to the read-only purpose in this function. Hence, I will give the keyword const in function heading and function prototype. And then the next function is string copy. It has the same function as the original function string copy. When we call this function, the second parameter value will be copied to the first parameter. The second parameter value is the source string and first parameter is the target string. We will use the for loop. The iteration number is the string length of source. During the iteration, each character in source string will be copied to the target string. After the iteration, we should add the null character at the end of destination string. And also, the parameter source is used to read-only purpose. I will keyword const in front of source string. The next function is string compare. After the comparison, if two strings are same, we will return 0. If two strings are different, we will return the -1. If the source string includes the destination string, we will return 1, and destination string includes the source string, we will return 2. I will use the while loop structure with the condition the source string is not null character and destination is not null character. During the iteration, we will compare all characters. During the iteration, if we find the two values are different, we will return -1. After the iteration, both source and destination are null character. It means that both strings are same, we will return 0. Otherwise, only the destination character has the null character. It means that source string includes the destination, so we will return 1. If the source has null character, we will return 2. Now let's take a look at the code example. We call the string compare function with two parameters, and two parameters are the constant character string, and we will make the while loop. The condition is that until both characters are not null characters, inside the loop, the two characters are different, we will return -1. After the while loop, both characters are null character, we will return 0. Only the destination is null character, we will return 1. If the source is null character, we will return 2. And the last function is string split. The objective of this program is to split the words by the delimiter comma, and then store the split words into the array of cstring. We will use the loop control variable I to traverse the source string, and index j will be used to traverse each splitted word, and the variable cnt is the index of array of cstring. First, we will traverse the source string with the index value I until we meet the delimiter comma. We will assign the source character into the destination two-dimensional array. Once we meet the delimiter comma, we append the null character to the destination string array, and then the value j will be reset and cnt value increase 1. Let's take a look at the typical indexing example. Until we meet the delimiter comma, the value I and j will increase together. Once we meet the comma, we append the null character to the destination array, and then the cnt must increase 1 to denote the second array, and j will be reset to denote the first position. After that, the next value in source string will be assigned to the second array and first position in destination array. Now let's take a look at the code segment. I will call the string split with 3 arguments. The first argument is the source string, and then second string is 2-dimensional destination array, and third argument is the delimiter. We will use the comma as a delimiter. Inside the function, we will use the while loop with the condition the source character is not null, and then until we meet the delimiter comma, all character values in source string will be assigned to destination array. Once we meet the delimiter, we append the null character to the destination array, and then increase the count variable, and then we reset the j index value. After the while loop, we have something to finish up the last word in destination array. For the last word in destination array, we need to append the null character, and after the while loop, if the j value is equal 0, it means that the source string ends with the comma character. In this case, we need to decrease 1 to the cnt value, because if the source string is ended by comma, the cnt increased 1 without adding the word in destination array. And then we need to return cnt plus 1 because the cnt was used as an index. And here is the main function for Programming Lab 10-4. Now let's get started this Programming Lab.